Hey everyone, how are you all doing? Okay, so let's just get this out of the way. Everything I say in this video is my opinion and mine alone. Please feel free to do your own research and come to your own conclusions. Please do not attack or harass anyone mentioned in this video. Okay, so I want to start off this video with, what's her name? Joanne Cochran. Now, after having time to go through a couple of her videos, I've realised that she's no better than Katie, to be honest. And that's just being honest. She literally rips Katie apart for breathing. How do we tell Katie to do better, to be better, when we can't be? What sort of message is that sending out? That's another game of do as I say, nor as I do. I can sit here ripping you apart for breaking wind, but no one can criticise me for the videos I've made. Interesting. I will be the first in line to make a video on Katie doing something out of hand. But to rip her apart when she's not doing anything wrong, when she's talking about something that was in the media, on a documentary. I've never watched the Duggars, I don't know who they are, so I wouldn't know whether what she's saying is right or wrong, but it matters neither way to me. But if we want her to do better, then shouldn't we be leading by example? Right, so next I want to look at the Dad Challenge podcast, Josh. Now, Josh has been reporting on Micah Stafford for 9 months now. Still going strong that both her and her husband should be off YouTube. Still uploading Micah's old videos and tearing them apart. He wants James taken off YouTube. Generally. And I 100% believe that he would only be happy if Micah, James and the 4 children were eating out trash cans. Now, I've been thinking long and hard about this subject, and I remember the day they said that Huxley was gone. I remember the day they said he was gone, like it was yesterday. And I thought, you absolute monsters. But over time, I've come to change my mind. Now, bear with me, because this is not what you're probably thinking. They generally had one legitimate option. Technically 2. Huxley could have gone out of sight. They could have claimed that he didn't want to be on camera and that he was with a sitter for an hour or 2. But in reality, the worst could have happened. And I don't think I need to spell out what I mean by the worst. There are babies found every day literally every day, all over the world. And they've been hurt. When I mean hurt, I mean to the point they're not breathing anymore. And that is so sad. And if I could save every one of those babies, I would in a heartbeat, believe me. But let's take this back to little H. And why I think Josh is wrong still going after them 9 months later. If they hadn't found H another home, what would they have done? Where would he be now? In the end, they did what was right. They honestly did what was right for him. He's now in a loving home, hopefully, with parents who love and adore him, having the time of his life, learning every day, coming a step more every day. And I hope that he is nothing but happy. Today I came across a video that Josh had done, I believe a month ago, and I am going to insert it here. Okay, so here we have the video I was just describing. I'm not going to play the whole video, just a wee bit at the beginning, just to make my point generally. So here we go.
Micah, you are a dumbass, and we don't know how you passed your NCLEX exam. And
Okay, so in all fairness, he hasn't got a bad voice. Could be worse, a lot worse.
Micah, cancer patients weren't your jam, and so instead you took advantage of your fam.
8 months on from when Micah left YouTube. Is this really necessary? Or is it just getting a real big kick out of tearing apart a woman? I'm told that I'm misinformed about what Josh does and doesn't do on the internet. I generally go by what I see and nothing else, to be honest. I don't generally go and hear someone saying da, 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 in a corner and then go and repeat it, because then you can end yourself up in very sticky situations. Sanders Kennedy looking at you, or should I say not looking at you. But yeah.
And still that wasn't working, even though you plagiarized. You couldn't understand why people saw through all your lies. And you told everybody things like you can read. Now you used to hang out in places like libraries.
What is it with some YouTubers? They get so personal. Makes absolutely no sense to me.
You are especially dumb, and your hacks are stupid, and I don't even know how you gain so many subs.
Is that what really hurts you, Josh? is because she had so many subs. And her husband now has 1 million. Does that physically cut through you? Because that's what I see. A person who is so built up on jealousy and wow.
Welcome to the Dow Jones Podcast.
Okay, so I'm not going to watch him do his spin the wheel thing for his Patreons and his members. So I'm pretty sure that's breaking TOS anyway. But there we go. So yeah, I'm not sure what it is you want, Josh. Would you rather H just disappear out of sight and you would have never heard anything about it? Maybe one day it would turn up a little Chinese boy was found. I don't know where. I don't even want to think about that. But going after them 9 months after the incident, when H is supposed to be happy, healthy, and a very contented little boy, where he currently is. Because, sorry about the shaking there, because I do think that in your mind, Josh, H would have stayed with the staff as everything would have become perfect. H would be having the perfect home life. Mike and her husband would be the perfect adopted parents. But for one reason or another, they couldn't handle it. And because of that, they had to find him a new family to live with. Now that is way better than some of the other options they could have gone with. Like, what more do you want? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get what you want. I don't know what would have made you happier. But going after this family for eternity, is that really the answer? Does that really make you feel better? Like a big strong man going after this couple who couldn't cope with an adoption they took on? H isn't the only child it's ever happened to. But don't tell no one, they're not allowed to know. If that situation hadn't happened, you wouldn't have even heard about H. You wouldn't have seen his thumbs being duct taped. You wouldn't have seen him standing in the closet crying or begging for food. It would have just been something that happened. And everyone moved past it without even knowing about it. But no, we know about this situation because it was all online. And maybe, yeah, it should have been kept private. Because one day that little boy's going to be old enough to look for this himself. One day he's going to know the truth. But then he's going to be so confused when he sees all the stuff that's being put up online that had literally nothing to do with him. with that, I'm going to call it, because this situation, it just makes me hurt and angry and emotional and everything at the same time. I hope that the news that he's safe and happy is true. I can't imagine it not being true, because something would have been said rather than now, wouldn't it? So until next time, people, good night.